Welcome to Emmara, the Autumn Avenger. As far as our opening hand goes, yes, I love it. We have Flooded Strand, Scattered Groves. We also have Avacyn's Pilgrim, and that's going to allow us to hopefully get a little bit quicker into a Skyshroud Claim. And always having an answer for, or at least having an answer for Atraxa in our opening hand is always a nice thing. And plus, we got the Wrestler, Mr. Crush Contraband himself. Look at that. Let's go and lead off with Flooded Strand. Let's go and get down Avacyn's Pilgrim. Let's go and crack Flooded Strand and grab a Dual Source. Let's go and grab Savannah, have that come into play. Let's go and get down Avacyn's Pilgrim, and then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. Alright, so we're playing Emmara, Soul of the Accord, the Autumn Avenger. Whenever Emmara becomes tapped, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token with lifelink. And we're playing against Atraxa, which I'll cover in just a second. Let's go and get down Scattered Groves. Yeah, because there's nothing else we can get down. So we're going to get down Scattered Groves, and then we're going to get down Emmara. That's going to be green and white. And then we're going to kick it back over to our opponent. Playing against Atraxa, Praetors Voice, Flying, Vigilance, Death Touch, and Lifelink. Then at the beginning of your instep, Proliferate. So we'll see what sort of flavor of Atraxa we're playing against. But as far as what we've got going on, we're playing Emmara. Now, as far as this build goes, if you haven't seen it, this is pretty much just kind of it's not necessarily like a combo style deck, but there's a lot of different ways that we can take advantage of tapping Emmara, whether it's crewing up vehicles or using something like Paradise Mantle. So basically we're just trying to each turn get some sort of token onto the battlefield and really amplify those tokens. And Kodama's Reach is a wonderful draw. So let's go ahead and go for that right now. That's going to put us in a position where we can make our land drop and put us on for Skyshroud Claim, which is going to be really good. Let's go ahead and grab Double Forest off of this one. There we go. Let's put Force onto the battlefield, Force into our hand. Let's go and get that down. And then, yeah, we'll go and swing in with Emmara. Get in for 2, get ourselves another 1/1 token, and then we're going to pass the turn. So put them down to 28, and that will be 2 total commander damage. But yeah, like I mentioned, we're going to use stuff like crewed vehicles to really tap down Emmara. We can also just simply go to the combat step and get an extra soldier token, which is always nice. Now, once we kind of start to build up this board state, we definitely want to use something like Thunderfoot Baneloth. As long as we control our commanders, our creatures are going to get +2/+2 and have trample. So basically, you just kind of want to swarm the board with tokens and get down some sort of Thunderfoot. Or, in fact, I don't think I don't have a Craterhoof in here. This is a non-Craterhoof deck. So if you didn't want to see some Craterhoof, you're safe. Don't worry, no Craterhoof in here. I use Craterhoof in a lot of decks, so sometimes, you know, if we can use something like Thunderfoot Baneloth, I'll use that just to kind of keep it a little bit different. Let's go and grab Temple Garden. Let's go and grab Canopy Vista, and that will come into play. Yeah, because we have 2 more basics, so that way we can grab that. We're looking at 3 mana, so there's really not much that we can get down at this point. So yeah, we don't need to necessarily pay 2 life. We'll just have Canopy Vista come into play. Now that is Nissa. If we want to get an extra token, we could. No, I think we would hold on to Swords to Plowshare. So let's just do this. Let's just go ahead and pass the turn to our opponent. We do have Convoke, which is going to allow us to get an extra token. We can go for that buyback for 3. So I think what we may end up doing is just holding on to Sprout Swarm at this point right now. See if our opponent's going to tap out for Atraxa. That's going to put us on Swords to Plowshares. And then we can get down something like Thunderfoot Baneloth, or probably end up going for Hero Bladehold. Because once we get down to Hero Bladehold, we'll be able to get those 1/1 soldiers attacking, and that's going to make this Thunderfoot Baneloth curve out really nicely, because we're sitting at exactly 6 mana. So we'll probably end up going for Hero to Bladehold first. All right, so opponent's going to go for Tameo. Choose up to 2 target creatures, deal combat damage, draw a card, tap up to 2, then on untap during their untap step, and then draw 3 cards. Okay, so let's see what they're going to go for off of these Tameo activations. So they're going to go for Tameo, choose up to 2 creatures. Whenever these deal combat damage, you draw a card. So that's going to give them access to card draw, but we're not going to swing in with Emmara. That way we don't trigger that. We're simply just going to leave back Avacyn's Pilgrim at this point. Yeah, we can go for Sprout Storm, but we're not going to be able to go for the buyback. So, you know, let's just go and hold on to it at this point right now. Now, if we do end up, if we want to take care of Tameo, we can burn our Swords to Plowshare. Yeah, I don't think we want to do that. We want to save that for Atraxa. I was thinking that we could get rid of Nissa and then swing in and deal some combat damage if we wanted to burn the Sprout Swarm, but I like holding on to Swords to... Ooh, there we go. Drawn to Honor Worn. Let's go and get that down. This is going to be 1, 2, 3. And this is one of the cool ways that you can just really get some good value going out of this deck. Let's go and add a colorless mana to our mana pool. Let's go and untap it and tap down Emmara. And then that's also still going to give us just enough mana to tap down for Hero of Bladehold. You know, we're going to go and tap down Avacyn's Pilgrim just in case our opponent has some sort of spot removal on Avacyn's Pilgrim. I would hate to lose access to Swords to Plowshare. So, once again, we're simply just going to go ahead and pass the turn and kind of slowly start building up this board state. And this is pretty much exactly what you want to be doing in green-white, especially like a token build like this. Get down something like Hero and Bladehold, where we're really going to be able to take advantage of that battle cry. Once we get down Thunderfoot Baloth, that's going to allow us to get some really good power and toughness spread out among the creatures, and really just kind of like the camaraderie card, just get a whole motley crew of creatures on the battlefield. I think that's one of my favorite things about playing Selesnya, is that you just end up with this this hodgepodge of creatures, and it's just really fun imagining them all working together. Alright, so our opponent's going to get down Elspeth, Sun's Champion, so that is definitely going to be something that we want to take care of, because those repeated soldier tokens are not going to be good for us. And we have Crush Contraband, which is not going to do much at this point right now. We might, yeah, because if we go for Sprout Swarm, we kind of need to be aggressive on this, so let's go and go for Sprout Swarm. Yeah, let's go ahead and go for it. That's going to be green. We just basically need an extra body on the battlefield at this point right now, once we get down Thunderfoot Baloth. And then Fortified Village. Yeah, let's go ahead and get down Thunderfoot. This will be good. So we're going to tap down for a Thunderfoot. That's going to be 6 total mana. That's going to give us all a trample, and those soldier tokens will have lifelink, which actually will make a difference in this one. So we can actually swing in pretty clear on this one. I'm not worried about losing some of our creatures unless they want to like triple block. We're going to send a lot of this in at Elspeth, because we really need to deal with these tokens. It's not going to be good if they can sit there and keep making more and more tokens. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to send the whole crew in at Elspeth. We're going to leave up Tamio. If they want to keep tapping down some of our creatures, they certainly can. But at this point right now, we're going to really put some good damage in on Elspeth. Now, we do have Swords to Plowshare, and we do have Trample, so if we wanted to stop some of these, well, it looks like they're not going to, well, maybe they'll block. Oh, there we go. All right, so we're going to be able to take care of Tamio. I was about to say, since they did have Trample, what we could do is Swords to Plowshare one of the creatures, and that way we'll be able to get some damage in. But it looks like they offered up no blocks because they want to keep their creatures on the battlefield. So now we'll see once again if they get down Atraxa. We've been really patient on the Swords to Plowshare. And unfortunately, with them hitting their land drop almost every single turn, that's going to allow them to rebound with the Atraxa pretty quick. But at least it allows us to kind of build up some sort of board state. And also, getting around that -3 from Elspeth, that is absolutely brutal sometimes. You know, look, it's going to take our Thunderfoot Baloth, and we're still going to be able to survive with some of these tokens, but as soon as they take Thunderfoot Baloth, it's going to grab Thunderfoot, Emmara, and it's going to give them that really nice bonus that we have. And the next turn, depending on what they use for Tamio, we'll have the Hero of Bladehold Battle Cry, giving some really nice bonus to some of our creatures swinging across. But as far as Selesnya goes, you know, it's I think this was like the second deck that I ever built. Not this one in particular, but I got in during Return to Ravnica, and I built a Golgari Scavenge deck, and I thought that was really cool. And then the next deck that I built, because I think I opened up a Advent of the Worm, which is like the 4 mana, put a worm token on the battlefield, instant speed. And I was just like, dude, that's such an amazing card. Like, how are people not playing with this? And so that was, I opened it up in one of the packs I won from Friday Night Magic, so I ended up building a Selesnya deck around it. And I had like Wayfaring Temple in there, and a few other things. But I don't know, it was just a lot of fun, and it was really kind of a good way to teach you that about a token deck. I don't know, it was just really cool because I was completely new to Magic and I had no idea what it was about. I don't know, it's pretty cool. Let's go and go for Swords to Plowshares on Atraxa. That way they don't get that extra proliferate at the end step. That way we can kind of keep some of these Planeswalkers in check. We will have Hero Bladehold tapped down and Emmara still tapped down, but with only 3 soldier tokens on the battlefield, no proliferate, no Atraxa to worry about, and this should clear the way for us to get rid of that Tamio. And we draw into Mentor of the Meek. Okay, there's no way for us to get a creature on the battlefield at this point right now. Let's go ahead and push in at Tamio. We need to send at least 4 creatures in at Tamio, and then Thunderfoot Baloth does have Trample, so actually if we want to, we can just push in the Thunderfoot Baloth in at Tamio, and then the rest of these creatures swing in at Nissa. Yeah, I think that would be good. Let's go for that. So let's go and swing in for Tamio. with a 7/7. We're going to go and swing in at Nissa, swing in at Nissa, swing in at Nissa, and then we'll go and have Absinthe swing in at Tamio. That way we've got that covered. Even if they do block, we've got more than enough trample damage to kind of push past on this. And we'll figure out exactly what we end up doing for Crush Contraband. We can still hold on to it at this point right now because the Dimir Signet's really... Let's see, if Atraxa is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... There's just not really a good use for it at this point right now. So let's go and get down Mentor of the Meek. That's going to be 1, 2... And then anything else, no. We're going to kick it back over to our opponent. So we'll probably see Atraxa getting down at this point right now. That's going to be a good way for them to stabilize. But thankfully, we drew into Mentor of the Meek, and that's really going to allow us to get some good card draw going. And even though they do down, they probably will get down Atraxa. The fact that we do have some 3/3s with trample and stuff like this is going to allow us to really get some good damage pushed in on our opponent if we can be aggressive, and especially getting some card draw off of Mentor of the Meek. If you're thinking about building Emmara, you should definitely 100% include Mentor of the Meek in there. It's just such a good card to get down. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, I hate Ugin. Alright, so Ugin's going to come down. Ugh. It's going to wipe the board out. So they go for the... They're going to have to go for all the way down to like minus... Basically, -6 to clear the entire board, and this is just going to leave Ugin out there by himself. Okay. Yeah, there's no... Oh, man. Oh, I hate Ugin. Alright, so let's get Emmara popped back up. We can bounce back from this. We can survive. Now, the only downside about Ugin is they can deal 3 damage to any target with a +2. Once we get down to Emmara... Cathar's Crusade. Well, that's good. So Mara's going to cost 4. So we get her down. That's going to be the plus. She's definitely going to be the target off of this Crusade. But we still need to get some stuff down anyway. They just plus up and they're going to be in a good spot anyway. Yeah, let's go and go for Emmara. And I think we can still get down Honor because we had the colorless mana. Tap down Emmara. The only downside is we're not going to be able to take advantage of the +1 counter to make Emmara survive, but that's going to give us a little bit of extra mana to get down Cathar's Crusade, and then hopefully we can kind of survive again next turn. Alright, there we go. Let's go and go for Cathar's Crusade. And then anything else? No, we're going to kick it back over there. So that at least gives us some sort of body on the battlefield. We have the soldier token. More than likely, we're going to see Ugin deal 3 damage to Emmara. Because if they don't, that's going to allow us to basically tap down Emmara, get some really good tokens going. All right, there they go. So thankfully, we do have the 1/1 soldier. That'll allow us to, once we get down Emmara, that's going to make it a 2/2. We tap down Emmara, that's going to make it a 3/3. And just really kind of start to amplify those +1 counters. Almost, uh-oh. Yeah, Gurk, Apex Predator. They get a death touch. Okay, so we definitely have our work cut out for us. This has escalated really quickly. I was like, man, once we get rid of Tamio, we might be able to get this. We can swing it with Thunderfoot Baloft, and then somebody woke up Ugin. He said, not today, partner. All right, so let's go and get down Emmara. But that's what makes Commander fun sometimes. Let's go and get down Emmara. It's seeing if you can win. That's, you know, when you're staring down a Gurk and a Ugin and... Oh, it makes for a fun story. Alright, so we're going to put a +1 counter on each creature that we control. That's going to make Emmara a 3/3 and the soldier token a 2/2. Let's go and add this colorless mana to our mana pool. And let's go ahead and go for Emmara. That'll be another soldier token. And the good thing about this is it's going to protect Emmara, making it a 4/4. And you can see how good Cathar's Crusade is in a deck like this. Okay, so we're looking at 3/3 and a 2/2. We can go for Crush Contraband. We're just staring down Dimir Signet. We're just going to hold on to it at this point right now. Click OK. Let's go and push in with the soldier token. Let's go and swing in at Ugin. Just to be... Yeah, because we want to force the block with the beast token. If they want to keep making a beast token, they certainly can. But we need to make sure that we can hopefully kind of dwindle them away, if possible, because we're looking at Ugin's going to plus up again for 5, and that'll completely wreck our entire board once they get rid of Cathar's Crusade. So we'll keep our fingers crossed, but we still have a pretty good life total, sitting at 44 and 32, but once you get to Planeswalker Ultimate in 1 versus 1, it's a little hard to get some stuff done. Alright, so opponent's going to go for Gurk Apex Predator. He's going to You know, because you've got the fall autumn scene here on Ravnica, and it always makes me laugh thinking about Guruk just kind of running through the streets of Ravnica as it's fall time, and just hang in there, Emmara. Guruk just swung that big old axe at you, and our opponent will finally get down Atraxa, so let's see what else we can kind of work up on our side of the battlefield. We'll see what the commander tax is for Emmara. I think this is going to be the third time we're getting her down, so it's going to be 4-6. Probably looking at about 6 mana, so we can still get some good tokens going. Drawing a lot of War Elves. Let's go and get her down first. That's just going to be 8 mana, excuse me. Alright, so we're going to get down to Emmara. That's going to give us a +1 counter. Let's go and go for a lot of War Elves. And we're just playing into Ugin at this point right now, but it's going to get rid of Atraxa, so we're just trying to play to our outs at this point right now to do something. Let's go and tap down Emmara, give ourselves another token, and then anything else, no, we're going to go and kick the turn over to our opponent. So, unfortunately, with us losing out on Thunderfoot Baloth, that was going to be our main win condition. If we're able to stick around with Mentor of the Meek, that's going to be another good source of card draw, so we're definitely in a really good position to push the game into our favor, and especially if we draw into something like Camaraderie, where we're going to be drawing a bunch of cards, but I think Ugin's going to get it on this one. We'll see how they decide to go for Ugin or how they decide to go for Guruk Apex Predator, but the Ugin's always king against among a bunch of those tokens. That's just go for that minus ability. Oh, it's very Ugin's very quickly becoming like not necessarily like Winter Orb hate level for me, but when I see it, I'm just always just like, oh, it's just always at the worst time. I'm rocking and rolling. I'm like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a great win, and then something bad happened. All right, so let's check the chat out real quick. So we had Guruk Apex Predator, and then the Ugin blew up the Lano War Elf. So we'll see what we rip into. We'll still stick it out. But long story short, we're looking at Atraxa for three turns of commander damage, which is basically going to get it, especially once they get that proliferate going. So, and I think with the for the Johnny activation, that's going to really accelerate that commander damage clock. They might even be able to close it out the following turn once they get those extra +1 counters going. Okay, let's see. Drawn 2 Wood Elves, which is not what we want to see. All right, so we're looking at Emmara for the commander tax. Let's see. It's going to be... yeah, she's definitely been beat up for today. She's... that dress is probably looking really ragged. It's got a lot of leaves crumbled up in it. Her hair's a mess. At 10 mana. So we get down to Emmara. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 with the Honor Worn. You can't even tap it down. Go for Wood Elves, Crush Contraband. Yes, good game to our opponent. They're going to get it on this one. We could try to stick it out for one more turn, but they're going to be able to swing in for 8. That's going to be 15. We're looking at Ugin. Yeah, there's just whatever board state we get developed, they're just going to be able to take care of it with Ugin and different things like this. So we're going to go ahead and scoop it up on this one. Good game to our opponent. Just sometimes when you're beat. You get hit by Ugin, and it just makes you a little bit tired, so... But anyway, good game by our opponent. It was a really nice, sometimes when you play against Atraxa Super Friends, it becomes really oppressive really quick, but you can see how good Tameo was early on for our opponent. They were able to get down Tameo, and once they kind of kept down some of our key creatures, that really kind of stalled us just enough to where they could stabilize with Ugin and then take the game over from there, especially with the Guruk Apex Predator. So, anyway, good game to our opponent. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.